It was like, you shall not pass.
You shall not pass.
Is that a one-liner? Is that a catchphrase?
No, I don't know.
You got that, Jack?
Yo, that's on fleek.
Like that.
What is that?
All right. Are you ready to start the intro to start the show?
Yeah.
I thought we already did.
All right, boys. So we're going to try and start this off. I hope that you guys have had, Laos, you're excelling this right now. 0 time to actually analyze what you're going to say for this segment, because this is what we call, Laos, what do you call this? Catchphrases. No, we call this
Caught phrased?
nope. Wrap it in with
Okay.
beer. What is it? Something with beer.
Craft phrases?
Craft phrases.
Oh.
where we all craft phrases, and then we kick them to you guys to vote on which ones you like the best. Ready? I'll start. Bazinga!
Kamehameha!
No.
No, something.
So it's gonna go to circles. So I'm gonna go first. Ron goes second. Laos, you go next. Dane, you go last.
But
and then
can
I'll
these be
pick up
movie
again.
lines?
They can be whatever you want. It's a fucking catchphrase. So it's
Okay.
gonna be your catchphrase though, because if the listeners hear it and they say, "I want Ryan to say, fuck me with a stencil," then that's what you're gonna have
Oh.
to say.
Shit.
No, so we revote.
Is there a list of these catchphrases? Because I'm not seeing it.
No, Laos. Each one is your own. You have to come up with them, and the fact that you didn't have any time to look at them means that you have to make them up on the spot, which makes them better.
You're full of one-liners. You can do
Yeah.
it.
Come on, man.
Oh.
It's gonna get it's an exercise. It's gonna get the juices flowing. You know, you're gonna be like, all right, man, yeah. Now I'm ready to riff. I'm ready to talk podcast. I'm ready to jam. Ready to jam.
Hey, Jam.
All right.
So
Can I be last?
nope, you're third. Dane's last. I'll start. Ready? And that's my dog.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Hakuna some vodka.
Cut it out.
And that's all she wrote.
Say what again?
Well, I'll be darned.
Serenity now.
And Dane's a cunt.
This is Sparta.
Shiver me timbers.
Oh my God, they killed Donnie.
Laos didn't read the notes. Good night.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
On a scale of 1 to America, how free are you?
We're not worthy.
Sicky Dane needs sleepies.
What do you need a stupid fucking rope for?
Ryan needs a bigger porch.
You're gonna have to be quicker than that.
Throw another strip on the bobby.
What day is it?
Silly beers. Brews are for people.
Swing,
Just a noise.
swing, swing.
I like that.
Sound effect.
And that's a podcast.
Car. Game on. I had to go.
You're getting lamer and lamer. Keep going.
Oh.
It's really
long.
long.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
You dirty old man.
We need more lemon pledge.
I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
I'll be back.
Get to the chopper.
You boys like some popsicles?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Here's Donnie.
Fuck you, you dickheads.
I'm out of shit.
Is that one?
That was one.
Are you all out of
I
pages?
think we're out of steam.
Came around too quick.
I think we're out of steam. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
What you talking about, Louse?
Cash me outside. How about that?
For me now?
No, I don't. Okay, I think we're done.
Yabba dabba doo.
Yeah, but do. You had more? Did you have
To
more?
the Batmobile. Ryan.
That's not a thing. That's another catchphrase. That's not
no,
a thing.
I think we're done.
Why are we done? I liked it. It was good. It was motivating.
You guys have more in you because I don't. That didn't do it for me. That didn't give me the.
I'm Rick James,
That did
bitch.
not. Dane's been sick for like 2 weeks, so he's been sitting around his room just coming up with
Thinking about
catchphrases.
catchphrases.
But he at least read the show notes.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, did he?
Yeah.
Did he read those?
I mean,
I like craft beer and Star Wars.
Yeah.
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 I think we're done. Shut the hell up, Ryan. We're starting the show.
Oh man, I'm gonna throw it.
sandbaggers.
I'm
You fucking
just
sandbaggers.
gonna be full of catchphrases.
You crazy mother.
Welcome to the official podcast of the Brewmasters Club, Craft Brews and Geek News. Sit back, pour yourself a pint, and let's get into it. Now here's the founder of the Brewmasters Club and your host, Donnie Gallagher.
Welcome to another thrilling episode of the Brewmasters Club podcast. This is Craft Brews and Geek News. I am Donnie, co-host of the show. I am joined today by my full panel. Mr. Dano, how are you? Let's start off Mr. Sicky Sick, who is not sick anymore. Dane, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. Feeling a lot better. Glad to be here.
We're glad to
Drinking
have you.
water.
We're glad to have you at semi-full strength. Next up, Mr. Lousman, how are you, sir?
Doing quite well. Very excited about tonight. Very prepared as well.
As always, my friend, as always. And last but not least, Mr. Ryan, how are you, sir?
Flying Ryan in the house. Glad to be here. There we go.
Okay.
Riveting.
Riveting. So what is this show all about besides Dane's coughing? It is about craft brews, local news, geeky culture, fun stuff. We talk about a lot of different things here, but we always start off talking about beer and beer news and what's going on in the world of beer. To kick things off in this show, we're going to jump right into it because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. As Laos is now learning, the show notes are very complete, and this is a very much full-packed show. So going to go ahead and kick into it, and we'll kind of blow through some of these things kind of fast because there's a lot going on. But first off, and I don't know if you guys saw this, this is kind of big news, especially here for the state of Florida, but it's big local news for small brewers. Essentially, every brewery, and if you're not familiar with how the brewery process works, brewer makes their beer, they package it, they can it, they keg it, whatever they may be. They sell it to a distributor who then sells it to the bars, restaurants, the brewery itself being included. So if you went into, say, Coppertail or Yingling Brewery or whatever it may be, you're actually drinking a beer that brewery had bottled, packaged, sold to a distributor, which they then purchase it back off of from the distributor to sell in their own brewery tap house. It's called a 3-tier system, and it doesn't make much sense, does it? No. It sounds pretty fucked. So the new law that they're pushing through, and it passed, I believe they're rooting for a bill now. So it hasn't passed anything, but they've rallied enough support where they think it will pass. So they're actually putting together a bill that will, for Florida legislator, that will actually allow a small brewery to distribute their own product without having to contract with a distributing company. And of course, this would be in small batches. It would be in up to X amount of gallons per year per because you don't want to drive the distributors out of business either. But this will actually allow these breweries to sell their own products. From a commerce and from a small business standpoint, Ryan, I wanted to start off with this article because it kind of kicks off again some of the other articles that we have, but mainly, what are your thoughts on that? And I don't know what your knowledge was on the 3-tier system.
Well, we talked about it a couple months back, and I found it dumbfounding that would even be the situation. If you're brewing on premise and then having to sell it to a distributor, then buying your beer back, it's kind of like, what the hell is that for? So I'm actually glad that they're going after some changes in that direction, because I think it's going to help out, a lot of the smaller craft breweries. Now, I don't know if it pertains so much to the product that they were not bottling or distributing through the distributors. Do you know if it pertained to just, those one-off beers that they were selling directly off tap? Did they have to sell those to the distributors? Or was it just the bottled beer that they were already distributing?
Even the beers that they sell at a tap house that are on tap are keg beers. So they would essentially buy that keg back from the distributor. Even the keg beers go off the floor after being bottled into a truck from a distributor, are purchased back, then transported back to the brewery. That's how it works.
I think that's completely ass backwards. And I think that it's only going to help the smaller craft breweries, especially as they're starting up. That's a cost that they don't have to factor in now. I mean, it doesn't always cost that much to buy a craft beer from a local brewery, but it's a cost that they don't have to factor in. So it's better for the brewery itself, because we're already used to paying those prices, but it's also better for the consumer if they do happen to go down a little bit. It makes it a little more, I think, in my opinion, a foundation growing phase for a smaller craft brewery. Now, if you're a larger craft brewery trying to distribute to across the different states, then that's a different story. You should expect to have to pay for that portion. But for what you sell in-house, where you make it, I think that that's the direction that it needs to go, where they're not charged for something like that, especially if they're the ones making it. So that was kind of my first thought on that.
I'm
What
with
you
you.
guys?
Can I use a catchphrase?
You can always use the catchphrase. God damn it.
I'm gonna make them an offer they can't refuse.
I already said
Well-
that.
What would that
Might have
offer
been
be?
used.
We're gonna give you better options. I don't know.
Are you doing Trump now?
I think
Yeah, what
Dana's
are
still
those-
sick.
what are those
Not really
options?
sure what's going on there.
I think he's just sick in the head, maybe. He's just got a little thing. Maybe it's mad cow disease.
Listen. Listen. I'm
We
gonna
have
make
been.
him
We have
an
headphones.
offer he can't refuse.
What are you talking about, Dane?
That's the catchphrase for the answer.
Okay, well,
Delirium.
we're past the catchphrase, Dane.
I'm gonna answer every question with a catchphrase.
The catchphrase.
All right, so what is your catchphrase for the answer to this question?
I'm gonna make them an offer they
God
can't
damn it.
refuse.
All right, Laos?
Nowhere. Dave.
I would like to
Nowhere.
know what where the truck driver is driving to where he comes back with those same kegs.
Around the block, just once.
Is it? Like, does he just get there and idle it, and he's like maybe stomping the gas a little bit, and he's like, okay, these are yours.
It's not the same kegs. If you think about like inventory, like somebody that would make, say, widgets or socks or anything else, they fill up the truck goes to the distribution center. That same truck, once empty, takes the, first in, first out, or first in, last out kind of thing. So he would take kegs they picked up last week, load them up in the truck,
And take them
drive
back.
them back to the dealership, to the brewery, and put them there. So it's not that he's just driving around in circles. It's a system that they get them in the hands of the distributor, goes back out, the hands of the distributor. But
I mean,
it's-
it sounds so asinine when you talk
Right,
about it like that.
unless you're a
it-
distributor.
That's crazy.
Well, unless you're a distributor, yeah, because you're trying to make your fill there,
sounds-
and we don't want to hurt distribution, like you said. But I mean, there's got to be a little bit of leeway and a little bit of, I think, a better method behind it, which is you shouldn't have to do that. If you want to keep 10 kegs of each beer on premise and you got a cooler in the back, I mean, go for it. That's what I say.
So is
You know-
the bill is going to allow small businesses to distribute their own stuff the way they want to, or how is this going to work?
it'll let a small brewery have up to X amount of kegs that they will just say, listen, you can literally take the kegs from your fermenters, from your cold storage, roll them out and sell them right there.
On the brewery premise.
They can
Yeah.
On the brewery only on the brewery premise. Yeah.
Right, you're not going to be
Only,
filling.
okay.
They're not
Yeah,
going to be
they
going
won't
to the local Circle K's and
Right.
filling Shell's gas stations with
Right.
their
So if you
beer.
want to go that route, then they have to.
That has to go through the brew, and that makes sense.
Right, that makes sense, and that's all about shelf space and real estate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. But a brewery should be able to sell, and you'll start out small. I'm sure it'll be 5,000 barrels or whatever it may be a year to start off with that, and then it'll incrementally get higher. So
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
I think to go off of that a little further, like you're paying a distribution company like a and we say this wholeheartedly, like a JJ Taylor who's distributing these beers, and they're going to the local markets. They have shelf space, they have real estate, they have contracts with these other companies for that particular beer as they're ordering it. So it's all connected, and that's what a brewery, when they grow into distribution in that level, is able to have access to through that distribution company, through those contracts that they already have. But they shouldn't have to buy back their own beer to sell it within their own brewery, and that's what I think the best part of this whole thing would be. So good
Yep.
stuff.
no, I'm with you, and we could talk about this probably for another few hours because it is pretty interesting stuff, and it is news, so it will be something that does not go away anytime soon. But I found that really interesting. So we'll stay tuned, and we'll provide updates when we can. Laos, did you have any actual insight on that, or you just here for the jokes?
Just want to know where those truck drivers, like, what are they doing? I want to know, just where are they driving? Where are they pretending to drive? Is it a drive-through type of situation? Because I could buy that. I mean, I'd prescribe to that. But no, that's about all I got.
All right. Well, Well, that's great. So moving on. The next item I had was actually Ryan's submission, and it was the Barely Beer Barons. I don't know, Ryan, if you want to talk about that. Apparently, you found this show on Amazon Prime, and I'm sorry, I still haven't had a chance to look at it. So you're gonna have to lead this one.
Yeah, I saw an article on it, thought it was something neat because, talking about craft beer and learning as much as possible is really cool. But to see a bunch of guys kind of get together and, kind of see their background and how they got their craft beer going, was really neat. It's on Amazon Prime, came out this month, and it's about three friends that kind of found their path to brewery ownership and, in San Bernardino, California. I got a chance to watch a couple of the episodes, and they're just some really cool, down to earth guys. They talk real well. They're not very showy, so it's not one of those you're not going to be turned off by it type shows. That's not a reality TV show. They're not faking anything. When it comes to brewing the beer, they're nitty gritty with it. They do all the sanitation that they need, but they're just like, we're going to get down to earth and just make it. There's a science behind it, but they're not overly scientific about it at the same time. There was one episode where they cut up a ton of these like really hot peppers and made this really spicy, like I think it was like a ghost pepper type beer, which that was really kind of funny to watch.
I am not a fan of those. I've had a couple.
But
they
go on to say like, at least at that particular part, they were like, once you have it a couple times, you kind of get used to it. I'm with you. I don't think I would ever get used to it. So, not my craft brew, if you will, but it's kind of really neat. It gives a different perspective. It's not like watching a YouTube video. There's, without giving really any spoilers, there's one guy on there that was giving a really heartfelt reason as to why he loved doing it and how he hopes to kind of live up to his father, in that regard. So it was really neat. And like I said, they were just really down to earth. They don't have a really big brewery. They're still using buckets and they're making this stuff with their hands.
Yeah, you get a fucking deal with Amazon Prime and watch your fucking stock rocket go to 6 to midnight in no time, dude.
To infinity
pretty much
and beyond.
Is that still a goddamn catchphrase, Dane?
Somebody poison the water hole.
No, I'm gonna kill all of you.
You're right. Donnie's idea. But yeah, so did anybody else get a chance to check out a couple of those episodes and maybe have some other perspective? Because I think it's a really neat thing, and I hope something I hate to say larger craft brewery side of things where they become a show, because you don't want to get it to reality TV, but did anybody else hope that thing that kind of catches on?
I didn't watch it, but you have moonshiners on TV.
Mm-hmm.
You could brewing beer. That's cool. Put it on TV. Yeah, they did Amazon Prime, but that show could be on cable television for sure.
I just like the fact that they are bottom of the barrel, like bootstrapped together, which is an interesting story. And of the breweries that I've talked to and grown to know, the ones that have the most interesting story are the guys that literally start drinking from a fire hose, 2 feet to the fire, because it's tough, man.
It reminded me a lot of craft life in a way, just that small kind of craft brewery type deal.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind this kind of blowing up, kind of sort of Duck Dynasty style. I think that'd be cool. Got the guys at Yingling just getting real silly, just getting weird with some things, a little cartoony with it. But I think I could watch that a little bit. If the whole thing
sigh.
Yeah, well, of course that would be me with a beard, but yeah,
absolutely.
I think that'd be cool. Like if the whole genre took off, yeah, that'd be awesome. So, you'd have your more legitimate, series, and then you'd also have your more ridiculous ones. But I'd watch the more ridiculous ones, of course.
So that's what we need to do then. We need to come up with some sort of brewery type business and then pitch it to Amazon Prime, and they can follow our whole journey and make us really popular.
We should start by putting ducks on the roof, duck decoys, in a big bag.
The sky's the limit.
I've seen it.
If you brew it, they will come.
Catchphrase.
Where's that from? Where's that even from?
Really?
Beers of Dreams.
Oh my God.
Beers of Dreams.
It's from Beers of Dreams. That was actually another catchphrase, but whatever.
Children of the Corn? What?
Moving on. Have you?
You're a wizard, Harry.
So yeah, check that show out on Amazon Prime and show those guys some love because they definitely love what they do.
All right.
Moving on.
Thank you, Ryan. Have you guys? That was good, and I hope I do. I will. I promise you, I'm going to check it out tonight. So leave an edit pause right here, and I will edit in all my thoughts. Not gonna, but I'll watch it still tonight. I promise. Have you guys seen the 2017 Super Bowl commercial from Budweiser?
Yes.
Yes.
Lost man.
Nope. Just coming up short tonight.
Ah, you dickhead.
Or wait, Anheuser-Busch one or the
Anheuser?
Huser?
The commercial itself was really well done, and apparently it's been in the works for a while. So the reason this is kind of like newsworthy is that I don't know if you've been following any of the controversial discussion from the Muslim ban by President Donald Trump.
None.
A lot of people are, and they did not take real well to this commercial. They thought it was a stab at Trump and the politics and things like that. The funny thing is, the company that owns Budweiser is called InBev, and it's a Belgian company ran by Brazilians. So it was by no means affiliated at all with American politics. They really couldn't give a shit less. But because it showed the way that you know they pictured his coming to America as this strong journey where he was on a boat and his boat got sank and he had to trudge through the mud and he had to find a guy and he wasn't welcome to America and yada yada yada. It's a pretty cool journey. So if you remember last year this time they went out swinging against craft beer. And they said, only drink apricot IPAs, and you should drink a real beer, yada yada. So they toned that down, and they pulled on your heartstrings, and they offered this up at the wrong time because of all this Muslim banning and things that is going on from Trump. What happened is that overnight, and basically as soon as that commercial aired, which was about a week or two before the Super Bowl, people started calling for a hashtag boycott Budweiser. Which is fine, right? People said, well, the Super Bowl advertising should strike fear into the hearts of freedom-loving Americans. Hashtag boycott Budweiser. I don't drink at all, but stop buying beer from a company that attacks you for being patriotic. Boycott, hashtag boycott Budweiser. Well, the funny thing is that if you've never spelled Budweiser, you don't know how to spell Budweiser because it isn't exactly as it sounds. So, Louse Man, gonna pray on you for a second. Go ahead and spell Budweiser.
Good boy.
Don't worry, I can edit this out if you make a fool of yourself.
Okay. Full steam ahead. Then Budweiser.
And that's correct. Were you reading that off somewhere?
No, I really wasn't.
Well,
is that really correct?
It is correct, except
Budweiser.
Yeah.
EI. No,
yeah, I was looking at three. I was actually looking at three different frogs spread around my living room, and that's how I knew I was right.
Oh,
I would have thrown at least 3 or 4 more Y's in there, but
yeah. The problem is that it was obviously people are spelling it wrong, and the funny thing was that it was trending like during the Super Bowl, boycott Budweiser. But then as soon as more people started trending with the hashtag, the trolls actually out-trended the hashtag itself. And they were like, listen here, you dumb motherfuckers. You don't know how to spell Budweiser. Shut the fuck up. And so essentially, by like
very
Monday
wise
morning,
of them.
Yeah, by Monday morning, tweets like, so whose fault is it that you can't even correctly spell boycott Budweiser? Is it Obama? Fake news? ISIS? The Mexicans? Black people? Oh, I'll wait. That was a tweet. It's like, the fact that boycott Budweiser is trending spelled as such is ... In the spirit of boycott Budweiser spelled incorrectly, may I suggest boycott Starbucks, boycott Hamilton boycott Star Wars. So it went on and on and on like that. But again, it's a funny article because nefarious shenanigans were out there, happening as this boycott Budweiser thing turned into a shitstorm. So not that I'm supporting either way. Boycott Budweiser, don't boycott Budweiser. I strictly, as much as I am or am not a fan of Budweiser, think that was coincidence that it all kind of lined up the way it did. Because honestly, they planned this commercial 6 months ago, before it was Hillary or Trump or who knew. I just think it's comical that it just spiraled out of control so hard. But good on you, Laos, man, for spelling that correctly. Any thoughts, boys?
I will walk a fine line and keep some opinions to myself, but I thought that the commercial was fantastic, and it really showed what true patriotism of America has and always will be. And that is, if you want to succeed and do something with, we'll call it craft beer or anything else in life.
Start a podcast.
That's fucking right. Start a podcast. Or start a fucking craft beer show on Amazon. I mean, however you want to go about it, do it. And you have the freedom to do that, just like they have the freedom to make that commercial, whether it be political or not. So that's how I feel about it. Kudos to Budweiser. I might actually have one of those just in honor of them making that commercial. Cheers.
I don't care.
Okay.
I honestly, partisan, bipartisan, I can't really make a comment on it. So it is what it is.
Cool.
Moving on to me.
You talking to me?
I think it's a cool idea. I think Dane's stupid lines are terrible. I think
Jenkins.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a good one. Get some wow. That's relevant these days. Yeah. Wow. But yeah, no, I think it's a cool idea. It was a neat commercial. It sounded like they were stepping on puddles of mayonnaise in the very beginning. I've not watched it, so I can't really talk. But cool. I liked it. That's so terrible in the timing that all that happened. But I like that the whole internet got it wrong because the internet's terrible. And
I love it.
It's great from a marketing perspective, though, because people are talking about it. They might not be spelling Budweiser the right way, but they're talking about it. So
at the end of the
day,
like
there's
from that perspective, no news is good news, and terrible news is great news. So
it'd be like if SeaWorld lucked out and then people started saying boycott PETA, but spelling PETA wrong. And so then people were boycotting PETA. I don't know, man. They say no news is good news, but bad news can be bad news, So I don't know. It's interesting. I just think that Budweiser just can't get a fair shake. I mean, 2 years in a row, 2 Super Bowls in a row, they just get fucked and raked over the ground.
Yeah, but it's not going to stop those beer drinkers that are avid Budweiser fans. They're not just automatically going to go switch to Miller Lite. I mean, that's not what they're going to do. They're not going to do that.
Did you have a comment, Laos? I felt like cut you off.
Yeah, no, I feel like there's a marketing rep for Budweiser on a golf course somewhere.
I know, right?
Like, and right around when this came out, and the Super Bowl was going, and he was like,
"This is perfect."
Oh boy, he's like, my phone is going to ring, and then he was like by like hole 15, he was
Gotta go for 9. Gotta go for 9.
Yeah, he's like, I guess we're okay. Like, I mean, I think this is gonna be all right. Like, I don't hear any negative backlash. And then he comes home and he's like, they were spelling it wrong.
That's what I thought too. I was like, because you got the guy last year, like, oh, don't be like Greg. Greg got fired from 2016 Super Bowl. He fucked that one he screwed the pooch on that one real bad. Don't worry, Tom's got a brand new plan. It's gonna be solid, flawless. We're not gonna offend anybody. It's gonna go right down the middle. We're just gonna tell our story, bros. All right,
it's gonna be great.
High-fiving everybody, right? Yeah, all drinking beers, popping champagne, and they're like, what? They're pissed about this? I don't know. Somehow it's gonna come back to fuck them, but whatever. Anyway.
I think next year they should just do like a sealed glass box and just have like one Budweiser long neck, and they should just put it in space and be like, look how cool this is, and that's it. Like that's all.
It's just like an emergency test. Beep.
With a Budweiser, just like scrolling.
Yep. All right. Anyways, we are really dogging on the time here. We got to keep moving on, boys. In terms of up and coming news, we are 6 days away. 6 days away from Florida Craft Beer Day. We are all excited. I'm excited. Everything is exciting. We are all excited. We got food vendors. We've got beer vendors. We've got great support. We had an interview with the with PBS, the local WEDU station of Central Florida, talking about what Craft Beer Day means to Florida and in the state, in the Central Florida area, which Tampa technically is a part of. So that interview is actually going to be up on their blog this week, if not early next week, definitely before the event. But Ann, the reporter, was a great, she was a lot of fun to talk to. So look for that coming out. We just talked a little bit there. We had JD Taylor with us. They talked about the business side of it too. So it was a good interview. It was fun, and we'll, that'll kind of lead us into this. You can check us out. We're going to be on ABC the night of the actual event. I believe a reporter from Channel 10 is going to be there too. So we've got a lot going on. It's going full steam, and everybody's just stoked. So that's all I have to say about Florida Craft Beer Day. But check us out. Don't forget, hashtag right now, use the hashtag FLCBD2017. Florida Craft Beer Day 2017. Get up on the homepage, talk about it with your friends, and we will see you for a 7 o'clock toast. Speaking of toasting, man, segue king, fuck you. We're going to go into our craft beer. What are you drinking? What are you going to drink? Who wants to start? Because I brought a good one.
I only brought 2 of the specific beer, and I'm very excited about it. So I had to get into the cooler. But I mean, I could kick it off because mine's
kick it off because I'm going to get one more from me. Yeah.
Kick it.
Right.
That should be.
Are you trying to do a catchphrase?
That's a great song, and that's how we should intro our craft beer brews for what we're drinking.
We should
just kick it.
Yeah, we should have Ryan mumbling a song. just trail. Can you trail off right about where it would be sad?
We pound our chests. Is that what we're doing again? No.
Oh, that was a good one. I like that one.
That was the shittiest one ever. I did not like that one.
Worst.
It started off like really good, and then as we just talked more and more about the movies.
I was gonna say they all can't be Power Rangers, but that's fine, guys.
Go ahead.
Yep, that was a good one. So what I've got for us tonight, I don't have the cap. So I've got actually Tropicana. No one's ever said it, so I don't know how to pronounce it. The Heavy Seas. Which is, again, I know I was on this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, a blood orange IPA. But this one's got a lot more grapefruit to it. So it's got a little bit more citrus, but a lot of grapefruit. And man, oh man, does it finish with grapefruit. But it says it's infused with grapefruit. I feel like there's some sort of laser involved there. But it's got mango, it's got blood orange in it. Finishes real strong in grapefruit, and can't help but feel like every time I drink one of these, I'm like, ooh boy, I can go back for about 9 more. Like, it makes me thirsty when I drink them. Don't know how, don't know why. Love it though. Heavy Seas by, again, Tropicana, which is of course made in Baltimore, Maryland. Very good brew. Love it.
Next these.
Go for it, Laos. You said you had 2, right?
No, go to Dane.
No, I only bought 2 of these particular beers.
Oh,
I
2
drank
of those.
one.
Gotcha.
Dane's got water?
Yeah, they're delicious.
Say hello to my little friend.
God damn it.
That's
Ryan?
This is some high quality H2O, okay?
Ryan, here we go to
How
you.
many
Just
ingredients are in beer, Ryan?
4.
And what is one of those?
H2O.
H2O.
What is 92% of beer?
H2O.
High quality
there we go.
H2O. So
All right.
Dane brought 1/4 of a beer to the.
Listen, just hydrating. Gotta stay hydrated. Okay. Got a gallon here. Gotta stay hydrated.
Sicky Dane needs waddies.
Sicky Dane needs waddies and
Sleepies.
I got some fitness stuff I gotta do tomorrow, so I gotta stay hydrated.
So moving on, I just want to give a quick shout out to Blue Point Brewing Company, and they're out of Long Island. I had this the other day. It's called the Honey Robert Cream Ale. I think I sent you guys a picture of it. It's actually really smooth. Doesn't have that. It's not overpowering with honey, but it's very good. If you guys get a chance to check that out, definitely do so. But the beer that I brought to share is one that's local to this area down in Bradenton, Florida. It's called the Motorworks IPA. Comes in its.
Sorry.
Let's do a clean intro for Motorworks IP.
Oh, let's let Ryan do his own clean intro, and then we can fuck with him.
You know, I'm a huge fan of the can, to be honest, but the beer itself is so good. It comes in at 85 IBUs. I definitely wouldn't say that it's better than a High Life or anything like that. It doesn't finish real citrusy, but it's just it gives you everything that you would expect out of an IPA. So definitely check that out from Bradenton, Florida, if you can. Great company, and I don't know their whole story, but I would definitely love to go down there and taste it from the tap. So, cheers.
Taste it from the tap. Toot.
That is now a thing.
Yep, it's an acronym. Toot.
Taste it from the tap.
Catchphrase.
Toot.
I think I know their story. Their story is, okay, oh, the time has come, and you know that you're the only one to say okay. Where are you going? What you looking for? You know these boys. Don't you play no more with you. It's true. You're
Motorin'. What's your price for flight? Finding Mr. Right.
And something that rhymes with life.
babe. You know. You're growing up so. I don't know the rest of it. I was trying to wing it as long as I could, but I just.
No.
Worst
okay.
concert I've ever been
Sorry.
to.
Well, no one invited you.
Honestly.
If anybody's seen,
Well,
I might have said
so
this
my
earlier,
tickets-
but if anybody's ever seen Boondock Saints, All Saints Day, you know what I just did there. So
You've said that every episode.
no, I have. Have you listened to all 26 previous episodes? Because I've never said those words.
Did you know that Johnny
You
Depp
never said All
also-
Saints Day.
Also in All Saints Day.
Now that would have made the movie 10 times better. Maybe he'll be in the number 3rd coming out in the
Right,
next couple of years.
boner. Anyways, I'm on next. Let's see. So what I brought,
Never mind.
I got a quat. That's what I got. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. This is the Kumquat beer, the seasonal fruit ale from Tampa Bay Brewing Company. I don't know if you bros realized it, but January 28th was the Florida Kumquat Festival.
Wow.
And Tampa Bay Brewing Company brewed a beer last year for them, which won second place for Best of Show at the Florida Beer Championships 2016. It comes in a 4-pack, and it was brewed on January 16th. Today is early February, so it's still a fresh beer. Well, I mean, 15, 20 days old is not old for a beer.
No.
And it's surprisingly drinkable. So there's a description, but I couldn't really find a good one online. But essentially, this is made out of Dade City kumquats, and I saw how they make it. They actually use the brewing barrels, the food grade 5-gallon buckets, and they mash up a bunch of kumquats and throw it in with the ingredients like their barley and some of the other stuff. Their adjuncts. So it's actually a really tasty beer. Just so you can see what they actually sit on the side here. It's an effervescent golden ale brewed with locally sourced kumquats. Aroma is reminiscent of kumquat sherbet, followed by a highly drinkable orange tang with hints of cleansing citrus, and it pairs well with a Florida lifestyle. I totally agree with that. It does taste like not even a creamsicle. It's very sour. It's not a sour beer, but it tastes like orange juice. That'll get you drunk. It's got about 5% alcohol. It is highly drinkable. I could really see this making sense at the beach. I could see it making sense at the Kumquat Festival, which happens every year in Florida, in Dade City. And it's just I love it when I can find a truly local beer. Tampa Bay Brewing Company has 8 core brands, of course. 38 different beers are their seasonals and one-timers, and this is one of them. And it's just it's a cool beer. It's not what I would drink every day. I don't like fruit ales necessarily. Even my wife, who loves sours, didn't love it. But I kind of dig it. I dig it for all the wrong reasons, I guess you can say, for my particular taste and what I like. But I was so stoked to try this. I found this. I think I found a 4-pack of it on Monday or Friday, and I kept it, and I didn't drink one of them just so I could do it on the podcast. But I really do like it. I love it. So that's what I brought.
I really hope. I mean, that sounds awesome. First off,
It's
I
like
really
orange juice. It's like tang. It literally tastes more like tang than orange juice.
Huh.
I want to drink Tang, aka the beer Tang. Like that sounds awesome. But what I'm more excited about is what I just came up with. What if they ever made, and if anyone out there, this organization, if you guys ever make like a stout or something crazy, you can call it Quato's Revenge.
Ooh. Why would you call it Quato's Revenge, though?
And because kumquat, there's the quat part. We're not going to make a childish joke about the first half. But Quato's Revenge, and it would just have the. Oh, this is where it gets weird. It would just have the weird half guy from what not Total Recall. Was it Total Recall? Yeah, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he's like hanging out of his stomach, and it's like, and it would just that would be the logo. Probably a bad logo.
Yeah, it's probably
I'll do something else next.
All right. So anything else? Moving on.
Getting cut out of the podcast. Nothing else. That's all I got.
I won't cut you. I'll let you.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Oh, Dane. I'm back on board. I'm back on board with Dane. All right. So moving on. So thank you guys. That was great. Check it out if you can. Dane, enjoy your fucking water. Next off is the geek news section, and this first article is kind of a twofer, and we got to go super fast because we are super late right now. But that's okay because it's worth it. If you live in London, you can get a free pint of beer every single time it rains. Want to know how? So would I. Basically, all you need to do is follow this brewery that's actually running a live broadcast of the weather, monitoring what's going on outside in the UK. The brewery is called London Pride, and essentially every time it rains, if you tweet to them at London_Pride and then follow their account, you'll get a free pint code sent to you via direct message, which gives you a free fucking pint every time it rains. That's amazing. They got the local weatherman on board to do this. If you know anything about the UK this time of year, it is shitty there. It is gray, it is rainy every day, and it is cold. So they're like, fuck it, let's take advantage of this and see where we can get. Well, they got worldwide news. Considering that we're sitting here in Tampa, Florida, reading about this, pretty impressive. They have it on Twitter and Periscope, and literally every time it rains between 11 a.m. and 11 p.m., all you have to do is be the first one to tweet. Pretty cool, man. I think that's very fun. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but did you guys have any kind of insight on this campaign? I think it's spot on. Love it.
I think they should do something like that in Florida, but every time the weather goes below 45, there'd be
no free pints.
Okay, 50, 55. No, what's it out there right now? Every time it goes below
there's
60.
a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
No, well,
everybody
would go broke.
Yeah.
No, but they could definitely get. I mean, it makes it more interactive. I mean, hate to bring it up, but now they're just finding all sorts of way to make craft beer, pairings and stuff like that. Now they're pairing it with the weather.
Why not?
Beat it.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
You're a small brewery, right? Why not put a tablet out your window and say every time you see rain on the screen, you tweet us and you'll win. So not only do you get millions and millions and thousands, people looking at your feed all day, but now you get this recognition. That's brilliant.
Brilliant.
I feel like just taking a bunch of hoses and just going outside and like shooting in the air and just like, it's fucking raining.
I was gonna say this is either a really good marketing strategy or it's an awesome way to figure out the weather for free because people will just tweet you it and you'll just be like, oh yes, it's raining today, guys. Like, let's just not play the front nine. Like we can just
rain check.
Yeah, rain check. I got like 90 tweets. Like, let's just not do this. So that's pretty cool.
I love it.
Better than the shower beer, that's for sure.
Yep. Which also, whatever. I don't want to get that. All right. So on this next and our last story. Well, I guess in our last story, but I feel like we're gonna spend some time on this because of the memes. It's strictly memes, and I love memes. I love memes so much. You guys know me. I love memes. You love
they
GIFs.
meme a lot to you.
You love GIFs, Ryan, but I love memes. I love them.
I love GIFs too.
I love memes.
GIFs on your face.
Oh, GIFs on your face. Ryan loves that, especially if you're Johnny Depp. Anyways,
GIFs all day.
Johnny Def GIFs.
Johnny
Laos
GIFs.
Man. So Laos Man brought this to our attention. Thank you for doing that, my good friend Laos. Star Wars Land has an opening date. And really, it's a year. It's not really a date. They didn't say like February. They were like, yeah, it's coming in 2000 something. So, Laos Man, you want to kick us off with this article? I know that you just looked at the notes for the first time, but Laos is going to explain one of our news segments, Speculation from Tashi Station. Take it from here, Laos.
Oh, that's clever.
Oh, that one.
I said it in the beginning of the fucking episode, man.
I glossed right over that. My apologies.
All right, take two. Go ahead.
Klaus.
Start me off with Tashi. No, I'm sorry. I get it. I get the joke. You don't need to start me off. I got it. So what I'm excited about in the article that I brought to you guys' attention was the actual Star Wars land at Disney World is actually, they released a date of when that's going to be available to the public. Not so much a date, more like a year. They didn't release any sort of day or month or anything like that, but it's actually going to be available come 2019. So a couple of years away. However, the part that I'm most excited about is thinking they've released this mural of exactly what it's kind of roughly going to look like, what it's going to look like. It's got things like the Millennium Falcon in there. It's got a strange world. Apparently, it's going to be a world that we're not familiar with in the Star Wars universe as of now. Very exciting things, but more or less, the over-under on everything is that we have no finite details on what's going to be in this world. So I put it to you, gentlemen, that I would like to know, what would you like to see? What do you think you're going to see? What do you not want to see? That's my question to you.
And I'll kick it off because we already kind of ruined mine because we were talking about it. Because I just love memes. I love them so much. I just love them so much that I was already ruining it because I was talking about how cool would it be, because it is taking place at Hollywood Studios for at least Disney World. I was like, how cool would it be? And if you're not familiar with what's going on at Hollywood Studios, they have this great play set where there's a giant ant and grass blades that you can slide down, and a fucking crayon and a Lego that shoots water and all sorts of fun stuff, a spider web that you can crawl through. And it's basically the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids play set or whatever it is, where you're like shrunk and everything's big, and that's cool.
They still have that?
They do. It's there.
Wow.
What I think is going to be replaced with is the Tatooine Sand Playland, and it'll be Anakin Skywalker presents Tatooine Sand Playland, because that guy hates motherfucking sand, and I think that'd be hilarious if they did do that because of the memes. Oh God, the memes! The memes! The memes are so good. Just Google Anakin Skywalker sand, and you'll laugh for a goddamn hour. I promise you. So. That's the first piece of speculation I wanted to bring just to kick it off. Who's got a second piece of speculation?
I have my hopes for it. Would that help?
Sure.
Do it.
So here's what I'm noticing, and anybody who frequents Disney World or Disneyland, they're noticing at the launch bay area, which is the interface between Star Wars and the normies, if you will, the people who are not Star Wars figures. So there's this wonderful, at Star Wars in MGM, or the studios, if you will, here in Florida, they do, some really cool character kind of like, I guess you could say, presences, not really meet and greets, because it's just a troop of stormtroopers just kind of walking about and harassing people and things like that. Really cool. However, kind of just adaptive at this point. I mean, they're kind of just saying, hey, there's a group of people who are going to be interested in Star Wars. They're going to be hanging out in this area. Let's have some stormtroopers roll through and just kind of rustle them up a bit. I think what they're going to do moving forward, with a deadline of 2019, they're going to say, hey, look, these people are great. The fans are great. Like, we want them to be in the middle of this, but let's not have them actually be right there on the precipice. in my opinion, what would work out great is, there's a couple of strategic areas where you're walking along as a patron, you're just kind of enjoying the scenes of some sort of indoor type situation. And all of a sudden, at 12:30, 5:30, and, 9:30, there fires off this whole rebellion where it's stormtroopers versus rebels, and it's all kind of like the people can be there, but it's all taking place in the fringe of where you can't actually get to. You can't interrupt. You can't be like standing up for a selfie,
like an in-park great movie ride.
Yeah, absolutely. And it would be all free form. It would be all timed. And they would just say, things are going to heat up at this certain hour. And just all of a sudden, Chewbacca fires off from, 20 yards out in a tree line and he hits some stormtrooper who's been patrolling for the past 3 hours and blah, blah, blah. I think that's how it's going to go. And that's one of the things that I would be real excited to see. Just, that firing off every 2 hours or whatever increment they want to go with. That's what I'm interested in. That's what I would love to see. I'd love to be in the middle of that and be like, what? Watch chicken walkers fall over. That's cool. That hits all the right buttons for me, is that sort of experience.
Yes, I'm in on that completely. Dane, any ideas on this? Because I have another one that's great.
I think, unfortunately, it's going to be like Universal Studios, where it's going to be a bunch of 3D rides and kind of like Star Tours, but I think they're going to have it more on a grand scale. I think they're going to have a lot of that, which I'm not a huge fan of just because of the way it makes me feel. I don't know. I guess I'm getting old, but
sexy. Oh
yeah. We'll go with sexy.
A little sexy.
And, I think it's going to be a lot of that, which is fine. That's kind of the only direction I think they can go.
Yeah. What
I'd really like to see though is, have you guys been to the Harry Potter where they do the wand?
No, but Disney already does it. We did it at Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff with it's cool, man. It's cool stuff.
So do they do it like, I know Last you've done it with Sarah, but when you go in and the wand guy chooses one to get the special wand, maybe they'll do something like that. Some more hands-on, like, hey, here's freaking lightsaber. That'd be fucking dope.
Force powers, come on. I'm telling you, they're gonna do that for sure, because the magic bands, right? Because at Pirates of the Caribbean, you wave your magic band and then all of a sudden the surroundings come alive.
Yeah.
And there's guns that fire and the castle lights up. It's cool shit. So they will absolutely do that. What they did promise though, Dane, to your point, is to do like kind of a combination of what you're saying and what Laos said, is really immerse you in the experience. Everybody there is going to be a themed character. So I very much think it will take what Harry Potter did for Universal and expand on it exponentially.
Yeah.
I like where Dane went with it though, because Dane was talking about a rapid fire type of personal experience. And so like, that's cool. Like, hey, this is a small group of maybe 10 people or whatever. Let's get you through your Jedi training. Let's do all this stuff. All of a sudden you run into a big bad man and boom, you're done. You're out the other side and you're in Star Wars land and you're having a great time. Like,
I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That. I would repeatedly sign up for that. And I bet a lot of people would, across America.
Well, what if they did that and they took it on where like you were in a training class or something like that and it got interrupted and then you were just pushed back out into the main environment, right? And then there was like patrolling stormtroopers that you were just kind of like weary of the whole time. Like wouldn't that just make you like go like wild? Wouldn't that just make you crazy?
Secretly badging in somewhere to help your cause, maybe.
Right? Yeah.
Like this is
without these guys walking, like noticing you. Like shit, man.
You're just tagging in. You're using your magic band on a crate of explosives or something like that. These are all the possibilities that they have right now. That's why I really felt passionate about this when I thought about it. And saw the deadline. I was like, man, this is something really cool.
Ryan, get, like stuck in a corner and like you turn around and it's freaking Darth Vader and a bunch of stormtroopers just like sitting there waiting for you.
And you just get choked out and then you die.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I fight back and I destroy him.
No.
I just throw sand in his face.
Yeah, he hates sand so
much. Lava is worse than sand, though. So here's some lava.
Yeah, well, he likes lava. He loves it. He lives on top of it. He hates sand. He hates it.
Like, it's official. No. Lava is worse than sand.
Yeah, but he loves lava.
I know,
he hates both of them.
Ryan, we got to give you some time.
I'll take about 5 to 10 seconds. I think all of those ideas are fantastic. I can't wait to see how it comes out. But I also hope that they serve blue milk, and that would be my addition to that whole.
They're going to serve blue milk. I don't think it'll be alcoholic though.
Blue milk stout.
No.
That's not gonna. It's got to be a blue milk stout. Absolutely.
So I was
I know
also
it's
doing,
Disney, but you know.
I
Like
was
the
doing some
cantina.
research, and I thought I'd do some research, and I walked down into what's called the Walt Disney vaults, and I found basically I found a little gem that I think they might be able to recreate in this scenario, and it's what it's called is, this is a stretch. What it's called is Sean Connery was in this movie, and it was from 1959, and it's called Darby O'Gill and the Little People. And what I was thinking for this is that they might be able to replace Darby O'Gill with maybe Luke Skywalker and the Little People with the Ewoks. But let me just read you the premise of this movie. So, just fired Darby O'Gill does not want to tell his daughter, Katie, that his new position has been taken away by a dashing younger man, Sean Connery. Then on his way home, Darby slips through a portal and lands in the land of the Little People. That's where he meets a leprechaun king named Brian and winds up accidentally bringing the little monarch home with him. Darby then demands Brian grant him 3 wishes, but then requests Darby brings bittersweet, unexpected results. So I think they could take that from the Disney vault, right? Just pull it on out, mix in a couple Ewoks, and call that a goddamn story.
Let's do it.
Boy. I mean, did you even watch like that weird one-off
Yes,
movie?
I love it.
Yeah.
The Ewok Adventures.
Yeah,
There was 2 of them.
not great. Ugh. Both of them are presumably not great. I've only seen one of them.
Did
So
you know anything about Darby O'Gill and Gil and the Little People, though?
No.
I knew that those were stupid-ass names and that's a ridiculous premise that wouldn't float in 2017. But yeah, other than that, no, I know nothing.
Darby O'Gill, he's so good at the fuck. Dude, this movie is insane. I'm watching it right now.
What's insane about it? What makes it insane?
Darby O'Gill and the Little People, 1959. What the heck?
All right, now I want to see.
No, just wait. Edit point. You're gonna love this. Trust me.
I'll watch it later.
I'll watch it. Where's the show? I'm gonna join the show on my iPhone. Oh wait, I probably can't do that.
iPhone, your iPod-enabled, like dolphin fin.
Well, if I do that, if I do it, it's gonna. And then I promise we're done. It's just this is so funny. I have to. So Lars, just come on. Talk to me. How bad would this be for Ewoks? So bad.
I'm excited. Like I want to hear more about it before I can make fun of it.
I'm about to watch the WTF.
No, don't watch that. That's what I'm about to watch. I'm about to put it on here. It's real bad.
I want to see this.
All right, just hold on. Oh, it's real bad.
Oh my god.
All right, I gotta put myself on mute, but I'm gonna let you guys watch this.
Deal.
Can you see me on here? Yes, you can. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Seems terrible.
Look at that tiny kid. All right. Terrible.
That should stay in the vault.
Oh, just a bad little kid. Just dancing, look at him, just getting after it. So I'll just play this for 5 minutes.
I would start it with about 10 minutes of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, why are they running?
They're scattering, bro. Tall people are around.
Scatter.
Oh, boy. Not proud of that.
Riding
joke.
on horses.
Nothing wrong with horses?
He's just.
Is that what you said?
It says, "This is the lengthy and nonsensical fiddle scene for."
Sounds like your basic training, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that was good. So
All right.
you guys are down with that?
Yep.
Super down with that. Fired up.
I don't even know what the fuck that was, but I don't know. I came across that and I was like, oh, this is terrible.
I feel like
There's a
stuff
lengthy
like
fiddle
that
scene.
was made when people were really tripping on acid back in those times. So
I think they just saw that there's a little man with a big man. They're like, whoa, crazy.
Like, this will be funny.
But this is totally divergent from what we wanted to talk about. So, Lost Man, give us any final thoughts on that little tidbit of your Tashi Station speculation, because I thought it was pretty good, man.
Oof, love Tashi Station speculation. Sorry. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. I mean, whatever they're going to end up doing, it's Disney. So, thankfully it is Disney. They're not going to just be like, I don't know, maybe we'll just do this. Maybe we'll just make a Stegosaurus area where the Stegosaurus can't actually turn around. I mean, that's not to throw Universal under the bus, but that happened. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be great. It's going to be good. It's going to have live players, live people, as, Boba Fett. Hopefully Boba Fett just staggers about and just pushes people. I'd really appreciate that. But, that's whatever. Can't really, prescribe this part for me. So, hopefully all this happens. Hopefully it's a magical place where weird things happen and some stuff is crazy and it changes with the year and it adapts and it learns and moves with the time, and that'd be awesome. I'd really like to see an adaptive sort of surrounding.
And they give you a sorting hat where you get to be the dark side or the light side.
Nope. You
Yep.
are getting it all
You're
wrong.
a wizardary.
And you're a muggle if you're the dark side, right?
No, nope.
You're a
All
Sith.
sorts of wrong.
You're a
Belly
Sith,
saber.
Nicholas.
About 9 to 10 people are really upset right
You're a
now.
Sticklepuff. That's what you are, right?
Now you're trying to throw a Pokemon in there, and that's just
Jedi
all
Door?
wrong.
Nope.
What if they
That's
say
all
you're a
wrong.
Jedi? Are you gonna be upset
I'm
like Slytherin?
I would be livid. I'm not a Jedi. We do not support the rebellion in my household. So, as you guys all know,
You're a rebellion, Louse.
no,
Here's your
you're not
green
the
lightsaber.
No, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't even want a lightsaber. No, we support the Empire in my
Here's
house.
your
We're an Empire household.
tunic. Your brown tunic and
Oh,
brown boots.
nope. My thing blocked out half that word, and I thought you said I had a brown dick. That was weird. That was weird. I was like,
Can't judge a dick by its length.
Or its
apparently,
color.
yeah, most people can. Actually, most people can judge it by their length and color. So,
Are we back to this
And
girth
on
thing
that-
again?
Nope, we're not. We're done. And on that,
some of you
I was
are.
gonna ring us back in here. First off, let's just say if you have any Star Wars memes, please send them in. Please send them to us, or simply just post a meme and hashtag Brewmasters Club Cast, because I love memes. I can't say it enough. I love them. I love memes.
Wait, take
I
a
love-
picture of Donnie and put "I love memes" over top of it. That would
I
be
love
awesome.
good memes. I love good memes, and Brian loves Johnny Depp boner memes. So make sure you send those in too. Someone figured out chat. I think it's Stain.
Oh,
All right. On that note, boys,
Boy.
we are well into February now. There is Florida Craft Beer Day is next week, so by the time that you hear from us next week, well, really, we'll be live. So please, why tune in next week? Well, fuck next week. Tune in on Wednesday. Tune in on Wednesday, mate. Just follow us on YouTube. You'll see us there. You can. We'll be live. We'll have a live episode. It'll be on our Facebook, on our Twitter, Instagram, if we can. Just get it out there and tune in with us. If you can't tune in with us, Wednesday, right? Wednesday, wherever you're at, doesn't matter where, 7:00 p.m., doesn't matter what time zone, take a glass, raise it up, take a sip, and say, hey, here's the Florida beer, man. That's what we're doing on Wednesday at 7:00. You should be doing the same thing. You know why? Because you're a good fucking person. You're not an asshole, right? I thought so.
Right.
So do it with us. Just have some fun, because we're going to have some fun, and we're going to celebrate jobs and economies and money and state growth and all sorts of stuff. So in all seriousness, it is a worthwhile event, and it's something that we do every year just to remind us all that we're not all here just drinking some beers and having fun, though we do that on our podcast. We do it for a reason, and it's just to talk about how much craft beer means to the economy and jobs and everybody else. So that's what we do it for. If nothing else, just raise a glass at 7 o'clock on Wednesday and say cheers, because we'll be doing it with you, mate. And you can find us, like I said, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We will post that live feed all throughout. If you want to participate, go on YouTube. You can actually chat with Ryan and Laos as they sit there and talk with you that night for 2 hours from 6 to 8 p.m. We will be live. Send us in your questions. Communicate with us. If you want to meet somebody, we've got 81 Bay coming. We've got Cigar City, Rock Brothers, Brew Bus, Brew Hub. We've got Miami Brewing Co. There's going to be a ton of breweries that are helping and going to be participating with us. So please participate with us and have fun. We hope to see you there. In the meantime, you can find us on our various channels. Mr. Dane, where can the good people find you, my friend?
Find me on Twitter at DTMert.
Solid. Lousman.
You can find me on Twitter at Mr. Lousman. However, I do have one slight blurb, one slight deviation. My cowboy hat is going to be at the Steamers. Ran into a little bit of a humdinger, so I'm just going to be in a normal businessman type suit for the event on the 15th.
And Rye Guy.
You guys can find me on Twitter at BrewedBoy13.
That was 90% not there. Sorry. It sounded like you were actually not even talking. You were just expelling air, and you were like, I'll just say this thing.
I was trying to get over the disappointment of not seeing Laos in his cowboy hat because it's at the cleaners for an entire week.
Dude, I'm sorry.
So
trust me.
It's a cowboy hat. I don't know why it's at the cleaners for more than 5 days, even 3 days, but that I'll leave that up to Laos. Why is it at the cleaners?
Cowboys don't clean their hats.
That's my question.
Bro.
What happened? What's the story?
Rubbing cow shit and getting new one.
But no, BrewedBoy813, hit me up on Twitter. Send me some pictures. Send me some questions.
Send me some memes.
Boner pics.
No, don't send me dick pics. You send me dick pics and I will block your ass.
And your dick.
He'll be cock blocking.
Quite
literally.
How about that? No. We'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah, please do tune in Wednesday. We will definitely be streaming live. You will see us there. We will have that episode out as soon as Craft Beer Day ends, and we can get it online. We'll do so. Please take care. We love you, and thank you for listening. Of course, you can always catch us by using the Amazon link. You can help us support the show below, or you can visit paypal.me/Brewmasters Club. Donate $1, $2, $3, whatever it may be. We're also getting our Patreon account back up. Either way, you can throw a couple bucks, help the show kind of stay on. And for our Patreon listeners, we're going to start doing a weird thing now, which is different. So if you do catch us on Patreon, which is outdated, I understand, throw a buck or two. If you throw $2, we will put your questions, your answers to the top of the list. If you throw $3, regardless of what you do for $3, you will go to the top of the list to be, considered in terms of when we're throwing new stuff out there. So we're going to be taking questions. We're going to be taking topics. Keep sending them our way. We love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you all for listening, for watching. We'll see you next week on the 15th.
Cheers.
Deuces.
Duties.
You've been listening to the official podcast of the Brewmasters Club, Craft Brews and Geek News. Grab a beer with the guys and be sure to subscribe to catch additional content. Add this podcast to your favorite RSS feed or iTunes. Chat with the guys on Twitter at Brewmasters Club and Facebook and online at www.brewmasters.club. Cheers!